Before the video starts, make sure to subscribe because I want to hit 10,000 subscribers at a point in time, and I'm pretty close, so subscribe. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're doing a tier list. I've gathered all the insane, awesome information I needed to make a tier list, finally. If you're new, don't worry about the unknown category. It's either characters that no one cares about, or I don't know where to rank them. But we got pretty much every character here. No, not even pretty much. We have every character here. But yeah, let's go and get started. First off, we got Aizen. He's so mid. He's gonna go in B tier. He's the worst Roblox character ever. He's like not very good in dimensions. He's pretty bad in raid, but you know he still takes his place in B tier. Next up, we got Ichigo Final, which is what I consider to be the best Roblox character. But this update, things have changed a lot. But he's still going in S tier for being one of the fastest dimension characters and extremely strong in raid. Kaido is just right under him with really fast dimension times and being extremely strong in raid. And Makima, she's not really the fastest in dimensions, but she has insane damage in raid. She's also a Roblox character. I just realized we're kind of starting off with all the Roblox characters. Anyways, next up we got Muichiro, another Roblox character. So he's not really that fast in dimensions, but he is like one of the strongest raid characters. So I'm going to place him in S tier, and when I say one of the strongest, I mean like a pretty decent amount stronger than these two. Next up, we got Ryuko. Her price got lowered from 1,599 Robux to 999 Robux. So she's still not worth it, but she's going to belong in B tier. She used to be the best character, but, you know, things change over the course of 2 years. Next up, we got Shadow Monarch. This is Unawakened Shadow Monarch. As we all know, Shadow Monarch, fastest time in dimensions, and pretty strong in raid. Slightly stronger than Muichiro. Next up, we got Tatsumaki. So Tatsumaki recently got a buff. So before, she had placed somewhere about right here. But with her buff, I'm going to put her right here. So she's extremely fast in dimensions. My average time with her is about 1 minute 40 seconds, which is insanely good. With a perfect run, you can get like 135 or 130. And on top of that, she's one of the strongest raid characters. Like as strong or stronger than Shadow Monarch. So she's extremely good. But next up we got Yor. Yor is basically the same thing as Kaido. They have the same damage and raid, it's just Kaido's better for Pirate Dimension. Yor is better for every dimension besides Pirate Dimension, just because of the way the mobs are placed. But we're finally getting a bad character, Vampire Luffy. Vampire Luffy, when he came out, everyone had extreme hope for him, but he turns out to be as strong or weaker than starters. Not a very good character. Next up we got Christmas Saber. A lot of people already know how strong Christmas Saber is, and I usually put her in second. But the past month, I've kind of realized, even if you don't have Divine Pet, she's still the best character. Because even if you have Kurumi Pet, Christmas Saber is doing more damage in raid than Shadow Monarch, and Christmas Saber is extremely fast in dimensions. If you have Tundra, big difference. But a lot of people don't know how Christmas Saber works, and I'll go ahead and explain it briefly. If you have any questions, don't ask, because it's kind of annoying. But so Christmas Saber has the best XP gain in the pet XP gain in the game, and if you don't know what that means, she fills up the pet faster than everyone else, which means the pet activates instantly, pretty much. So the better the pet you have, the better Christmas Saber becomes. So if you have a legendary pet, she's one of the best. If you have, you know, a mythic pet like Kurumi, she's the best for raid. Well, actually, no, she's not the best, but she's pretty close. Better than Shadow Monarch at that point, but if you have Tundra Pet, which is right now the best mythic pet, then she's one of the strongest characters for raid, and she's one of the fastest in dimensions. For example, Crush, which is the best speedrunner in the game, got 1 minute and 10 seconds with her. But if you have Divine Pet, she becomes the strongest character in the game by far, too. 50 billion damage. She's just so insane with Divine Pet. But, the new characters that we've had recently are going to be better than her if you don't have Divine Pet. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Milim is, pretty much Christmas Saber, but worse. She gives extremely good XP gain, but she's not good for Dimension. Dimension? Okay. But she's still extremely good for Raid, so I'm going to give her A tier. And just like Christmas Saber, the better the pet you have, the better Milim becomes. Next up, we got Nezuko. So Nezuko was added like a year ago, Very, very strong character, almost 2 years ago now. But she's mainly used for raids since she's not really too fast in dimensions since she doesn't have a dash. Well, we've proven you don't need a dash because of Tatsumaki. But she's extremely strong in raid, but she still belongs in B tier because of how slow she is in dimensions. Alice is E tier, I don't even want to explain. Same thing with Broly and Gilgamesh. Actually, Gilgamesh I'll still bring up to D tier. Kokushibo is like the best. No, why did I say that? He used to be the best for dimensions, and he's still extremely good for dimensions, but he's really bad in raid. He's not useful for like anything. But yeah, let's go and move on to Esper. Esper, very good. I'm actually gonna put him above Milim. So he's extremely good in raids. He's also extremely good in dimensions. He's actually like the most balanced character in the game. He's just as good for dimensions as he is for raid. I find that a little bit silly actually. Next up we got Unawakened Garo. So I always kind of underestimated Garo a bit, but Unawakened Garo is A tier. Pretty bad for raids and pretty bad for dimensions, but he's pretty decent in both still. And he's the best time challenge character even when he's unawakened. Now awakened, I'm just gonna put like above him because he doesn't really deserve to be above these characters. Yeah, he's the best time challenge character by like 100 points or whatever, but he's still not good in raid or dimensions, and that's about the main thing people will focus on. Deku, I'm gonna put him under Makima. Actually, mm, I'll probably move up Garo Awakened. Actually, I don't even know. No, I'm gonna keep him. No, I'll put him up there. Mm, mm, yeah, alright. Alright, the worst character in the game. Worse than Sakura. Anyways. First, C tier. Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man has a terrible dash, but his damage is, I don't know. His damage is like before raid characters were always good. If you are a pretty OG player, you might remember raid characters. Every time one would come out, it would just not be meta or good at all. And he came out right like when that was still a thing. So he's not really a great raid character, but you know, I don't know. Dio, I don't really need to explain. Insane damage in raid and very good in dimensions. Everybody just knows he's the best raid character. Not really anymore though. C tier. Alright. E tier. D tier. Alright, so now we got Goku. He's not really good, you know, for for Goku. He's kind of bad. I think they should probably rework him or something because like he's not strong. He's pretty good for dimensions, but he's not really strong. So he's never really an outstanding character. Next up, we got Ichigo Fullbring. Came out at pretty much the same time as Goku. This is when characters were transitioning to being really good. C tier. Kirito, good for dimensions, but terrible for raid. Same thing with his awakening. Now, if this was an overall tier list, I would put him in A or S tier because he has an insane assist. Same with Esdeath and Garo, but I'm not going to, alright? Levi. He's pretty strong, but he's terrible in dimensions. Basically the opposite of Kirito. His awakened version, though, is pretty good, not even gonna lie. His awakening's pretty good. Alright, so now we got Gear 5. So Gear 5, very, like, pretty good buff, especially comparing how bad he used to be. But where do I rank him? So his damage in raid isn't too bad, and his time in dimensions isn't too bad. I'm probably gonna put him like above Esper, and his unawakened version probably like down here. Definitely a good buff from the devs, but I feel like he could have used a better one. Mitsuri, just right there. You know, she was really good when she came out, but once she got nerfed, she was bad. Naruto Beats, and Naruto Beats. Actually, I don't think Naruto Beats belongs in S tier anymore. Great character, but I just don't think he belongs there anymore. D tier. Go. Okay, this was actually the first ever raid character. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I lied to you just now. I just lied. Rengoku is the first raid character. Then this guy, this little fella. Obito, in my opinion, is slightly under Esper. Obito, when he came out, was really insane, but since then we've kind of moved on since it's been like pretty much a year. Esper's just more balanced than Obito, in my opinion. You can kind of swap the two out though if you want. And Rengoku's E tier, but his awakening is pretty decent. I'm gonna put it up here. Shanks, literally just a slightly worse version of Obito. They don't have like reskin moves or anything. They literally just coincidentally do the same damage, but Obito's slightly faster in dimensions. They're basically the same thing though. Obito is just literally better, slightly more damage, slightly faster. They're faster. He's faster by like 1 second though. So here it really just depends on who you use better. Tanjiro, when he came out, huge disappointment, mostly because the way he looks, but turned out to be really good for time challenge and a meta assist for time challenge. But overall, as a main, he's pretty bad. He doesn't really have good damage, but he's fast in dimensions, so that's what gets him in B tier. Basically Kirito, but buffed. Tengen, pretty good when he first came out, but, you know, like I said, it's been like almost 2 years. Which Megaman to this day, it's still a mystery, so I'm probably gonna test her. She was the first ever limited raid character, and she's never came back in any events, which I respect. I'm gonna give her C tier though, very good for time challenge, but literally everything else is unknown. Not really that good. Pretty good. I don't know why his awakening makes him so good. Maybe he's a good character and I just don't even know and I'm ranking his unawakened version really low. Bakugo, no one really cares, don't really. This was quite a shocker when I learned it, but Primordial up here is pretty high for a gem character. Okay, Shield Man, you good? No, no, do that. I'll put Shield Man down. No, I'll put him right down. Anyways, I'm just gonna skip right to Power, because, I don't know, literally basically the same thing as Primordial. Next up, we got Gojo. Gojo's a very underrated character. He's not fast in dimensions. He's actually one of the slowest, but he's very, very strong in raid, which earns him a spot in B tier. Actually, I'll put him above Levi, and I'm gonna put Yamato like right here. Kind of a disappointment, not gonna lie. Still a decent character though. She's good for dimensions, but terrible for raid. A lot of the characters in B tier are just like unbalanced. Kaneki, I'll put him right here. When he came out, he was pretty good, actually. He's pretty good. Lance Guy, I genuinely just don't know. Berry is C tier. I don't really think she's that good. A lot of people think she's insane because for a while she was the best gem character, but that doesn't make her good. She's still a gem character. Rimuru, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Wow, I did not mean to say it that many times. Now for her awakened version. Oh boy. So apparently, I don't really know how strong unawakened Saber is, but I'll put her awakened version here. Alright, now the shadow characters. So if you don't know, shadow characters are just weaker versions of their normal character. So, you know, just gotta put them in the, okay, I'm not gonna put Shadow Dio in S tier. Actually, I'm gonna put Shadow Dio right here. Shadow Chainsaw. Combat Titan, as the Goku. I'm probably gonna put Goku down here. Alright, so far so good. I wish Shadow characters were better than their normal version, because they're so much harder to get. Alright, now we're moving on to the interesting characters. So Shadow Mitsuri, I'm just gonna put her right there. Actually, no, I'll put her right there. Alright, Madoka. A lot of people underrate Madoka. She's very, very good, especially unawakened. Well, not really especially, but still unawakened. She's good. So her unawakened version, I'm gonna put it right here. Maybe right here. Alright, so I messed up the recording, so I'll just go ahead and explain everything here. So unawakened Madoka is under Shadow Monarch. That's because even though she does have high damage, she's a lot slower in dimensions than Madoka. So Madoka Awakened is all the way up here because she has extremely high damage and she's really fast in dimensions. With Divine Pet, I would put Christmas Saber up here, but most people don't have her, so Christmas Saber's still down here. Shadow Monarch Awakened, I put him above Madoka because he's got decently similar damage to her, but he's way faster in dimensions. On average, 15 to 20 seconds faster. And now the biggest explaining I have to do is Odin. Also, if you hear background noise, it's my birds. But yeah, Odin is about as strong as Madoka in Raid, which is crazy. And he is on average about 5 to 10 seconds faster than Madoka in dimensions, and better damage in Raid. I already mentioned that. Madoka, she's got an insane assist, but this is mains only. So it'd be better to use Odin as your main and Madoka as your assist. Obviously, if you're using Divine Pet, Christmas Saber is still number one, but yeah, that's the complete tier list. Anyways, if you watch this far into the video, comment, hi, hi, and whoever does it first, I'll pin your comment. Anyways, good, no, that's not the end. I forgot to do the little silly thing I do. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video where I take a log and then I karate chop it and it goes BAM! Goodbye.